computer before I go to sleep, plugging in my power so I don't lose power. Let me put my headphones on to see if it sounds better for you. Maybe you won't hear any outside noise also. Let's see, do you hear me right here? Hello. Let me make sure I'm getting this properly here. I got the right mic. The only mic available. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some things. I need to download some stuff. Tell me about your week. How was your week? I need to download stuff from Twitch and I upload it to YouTube. This as a backup. I actually not sure. I imagine Twitch doesn't keep everything forever, so that's why I download it and then upload it to YouTube. Let's see here. And I have push-up videos that I do also that I like to download, save. Why do I do push-up videos? Just one of the things why I do push-ups is because I do push-ups every day. So I have kind of a streak going on. Right now it's up to more or less 14 days, so 1,414 days in a row of doing push-ups. So that's one reason why I like to keep track of the videos and do that. And thank you for joining. If you're here, say hello. What are you up to this evening if you're in the US or if you're elsewhere? How's your day? How's your week? Anything you wanna chat about? In this case, anonymously, since I don't know you, you don't really know me. Meanwhile, I download stuff from Twitch. Or if there's an online game that you'd like to play or you'd like to see me play, I can do that too. I normally don't play a lot of computer games, but willing to try in case you're interested in watching. I do play Clash of Clans, so that's one, and I do have BlueStacks too, so that's a possibility. So tell me, how was your week? What are your concerns? What are you thinking about, talking about? Almost feel like a old school late night DJ, especially since where I am, it's 1:25 a.m. I should be going to sleep, really, because I should run early because I'm going to watch UFC later tonight. It's a big event, Fight Island, that's coming up tonight, which is Saturday in most parts of the world, July 11th. Big Fight Island in the United Arab Emirates. A lot of big fights. I think it's 3 title fights. So that's UFC is Ultimate Fighting Championship if you don't know, and it's mixed martial arts if you've never watched that before. So we're a big mixed martial arts family as far as watching and practicing. Let's say we like to practice. We don't. We used to be members at a gym, but not anymore. And I wouldn't be comfortable right now either with Corona. So we watch it for now. So who's there? Feel free to say hello. And I do see that there is expiring when I look at my Twitch. So another good reason to download the videos. I don't want to lose them. I'm running out of space on my computer, which needs to delete stuff. It's one thing. Well, I have 451 gigs. No, that's use space. I have 24 gigs available, which is still pretty good. But I know there's a lot of junk on my computer that I could get rid of. How you doing? Is it Dubray or Dubree? Thanks for joining in. What you been up to this week? Dubree? Hitting the gym. So what day was today? You got arms? Yeah, I do some acting. Why, what's up? You got something in mind? Legs, you kill the legs so that way you can hardly walk tomorrow? Yeah, I do some acting on the side. My main job is I do software. So a bit different from what my the acting stuff that I want to get into more of. So I've done some. I did a theater show and I've done a short movie. Yeah, I do programming. If you're familiar with that area, I I connect software, so I'm integration. I deal with that, but I do programming and coding. And do you have any knowledge in that area? That's true. They are fake books. See, ah, my wife got it for me. So what do you guys do? And thanks for joining in, Roman or Roman. What do you guys do besides go to the gym? Debris. Ah, that's good. What do you want to do after you get your degree? So I imagine you're probably what, like a senior or junior? Cool, that's cool. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Marketing. What do you have a industry preference? Ah, modern media marketing. So what would you call modern media marketing? Would modern media include like social media and that sort of thing? Any industry. Yeah, I could. Well, I don't know if you want to do any industry because there's some that, yep, wholly based on social media. I mean, it is big right now. So what do you think about the supposed news that the U.S. wants to uh, ban TikTok? What do you think about that? I don't know about it myself because I mean I use that. Oh, where do you live? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. What part of the world are you in? Europe or? Oh, Brunei. So that's Southeast Asia, right? Jerusalem. I'll need to do some search. Yep, Asia Southeast. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, I've traveled a little bit. The places I've been to in Southeast Asia are Vietnam. I actually lived in Hanoi for a year. I've visited Thailand, Bangkok, uh, also Hong Kong, just for a couple of days, and then. But there's so much to see over there. I mean, I'd love to go back. I mean, definitely, I'd love to go to China and Malaysia, Indonesia, all those good places. I mean, there's so much culture all over the place. Oh, for sure. How are things over there in your area? Are you guys on lockdown, quarantine, or what? What is up with you guys? Okay, good. So people are listening, and then do you guys wear masks? Are you mandated to wear masks? Awesome. 2 months with no cases at all. That's crazy. So what did the government do at the very beginning? Did they stop everything? So not like the U.S. The U.S. can continue to. Uh, what a mess. Closed schools, businesses, and of course everything is online based. And yeah. Oh, okay. So how do you do like groceries and that sort of thing? Buy the food that you need. See, look at that. Something simple. Just wear a mask. But I mean, in Asia, in Southeast Asia, I think especially because I know I saw it when. Okay, cool. And of course, you're wearing your mask. People are more considerate of each other. Maybe I like in the U.S. Because yeah, over here I actually live in Florida. So as if you ever see news about the U.S. and Florida, of course, is one of the major hotspots right now. There's more cases going on all the time because people don't want to listen. Oh, okay, so nobody can. Yeah, it's crazy, but luckily for me and my family, we just stay inside, go to the grocery when we need to. So yep, November we have a presidential election, presidential, and then many other Congress and local elections as well. So we'll see. As I don't know if you can guess, but I'm not a fan of our current president. Yeah, well, one is I'm 100% not gonna vote for our current one. So I mean, there's things about Biden. that of course are not good, and nothing that he's been officially accused of, or you know but you know rather than, I think the lesser of the two evils is the way that I'm looking at. We already got a taste of our current one, so I don't want any more of that. And for me, is the I think is the values perspective. I mean, he doesn't espouse the values that I would have. Whereas, of course, there are things wrong with Biden, and you know, the ones that are against him, they will pick on those things that will, that's the reason why they call him Creepy Joe, right? So, because there's some pictures where he's sniffing women, and yeah, and there's some accusations of that as well. And I'm not discounting them, because if they're valid, then yeah, then go ahead, all go for it. Then you need to do something about it. But he hasn't been charged with anything. For example, he hasn't paid off anybody to keep their mouth quiet, at least not that we know of. So again, uh, for me, I think the ideal candidate would be someone like Michelle Obama. That I think she would be great. Yeah, we're overdue for a strong woman president, I think. That would be my preference. And if you're one of the women that were going to be running as a Democrat, I would be all for them, because I think I'm tired of the old white man way of doing things in the U.S. So um, we had one African American, but it, and unfortunately, at the time, I didn't really pay too much attention. I was out of the country, also living outside of the country for a while, but I didn't pay attention to politics too much. But I do see that a lot of people did not like Obama, and I don't know if it was just because he was black, or because he was Democrat, but they did not like him. I mean, but as a professional person, what can you say about him? How he carried himself is the thing for me. He's presidential. When he there were trolls that would visit his speeches and speak out, then he would address them in a civil manner. He was a civil person, somebody that I can talk to and relate to. Whereas, our current president, I don't. It just, he gets to me with all the tweeting. Oh my, that, that's one thing. And then it seems like he's so petty. But that's again one of the reasons why I definitely won't vote for exactly. I won't vote for the current president if there is a significant person that can almost guaranteed, be our current president, and it's not Joe Biden. I would vote for them. But there's unfortunately mostly a two-party system. There are other parties, but the other parties don't have a significant presence in politics. So you have to go with what's available right now. And because I feel that if I vote for somebody else, then I might be voting, giving a vote to our current president. So I don't want to see him win again. And we got a taste of Biden, and it seems like again, I don't know everything about him, and of course, like everyone, he has issues. I don't think they're as bad as our current one. So that's my take on it. And the people, and for me, the thing is, the people that support him, especially the ones that are in politics right now, that are Republicans, that espouse conservative values and having high morals and all this. Where is all this there's some that have spoken out, but the majority don't say anything about how how he is. That's what gets me. I mean, I don't. Where's your values? That's the thing. I can't. Okay, you're a long-term politician. You want to stay in office, then where's your values, man? That's where I don't get. I don't get it. Well, and I get it, and I don't get it. I get it. I don't get it in the sense that I don't want to sacrifice my values, but on the converse side, I don't. I get it in the sense that they want to stay in office. They want to continue to be a politician, and for me, that's the unfortunate side because they're they're looking only from the personal perspective that they're in it for themselves. They want to be there for their close buddies that they can help them out. And see, I'm not interested in that. I won't. And thank you for joining in. For whoever might have joined in, talking a little bit about U.S. politics right now, but and why I don't like the current Republican situation. And like I said, not saying that Democrats are a whole lot better. I just follow that path a little bit more. I want to, this, the racism, for example, that has continued, seems like it's increased a little bit more, or it's become more visible because our current leader has, yes, I do. Thank you, Dupree. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's hope things go well. And same for you. And I'm glad that in Brunei they're doing things well. We can learn from you guys for sure as far as leadership is concerned. And I wish you the best in your marketing degree. There's a there's always a demand for that for sure. So what if you're still there, Debris? What year are you in? Are you getting ready to graduate soon? And for okay, very good, very good. So do you have any prospects, or you do internships? Cool, cool, cool. So that means you could do an internship soon. Awesome. Congrats, congrats. Right now, I imagine are you guys doing online? Oh, that'll be fun. In Bangkok or where? Ah, dang. Do they have any online internships possibly, at least for now? Citricorn. I haven't heard of that area. Curious. That's unfortunate. So right now, okay, you're doing local. Okay, so you're helping local business with their marketing. Online internships are canceled as well. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to search a little bit about silvercorn. I'm curious about it. Let's see what this is. Okay, silvercorn. Oh, so is okay. So the university is called Silvercorn. Is that where it is? Oh wow. So it would have been right there in Bangkok. Have you been to Bangkok before? Yeah, that would have been an experience. Oh, this would have been your first time. But is there an opportunity? I mean, since things are opening back up, do they have any idea of when they're going to start opening the borders? Have they mentioned that? Oh, that's the difficult part right there. Well, I mean, for us, it doesn't matter since a lot of countries they've closed the borders to us. They're not allowing people from the U.S. in, which is funny. Which is, in one sense, what they wanted all along, really. Oh, okay, Brunei, Malay. Oh, Singapore would be nice, don't you think? Singapore would be a nice place to do. There's a lot of business there. That's good because I mean, Singapore, from what I understand, has you know very they're very legal and they do things right, and I imagine their level, their number of cases is close to zero as well. Is that the case? I haven't read about it, but in Singapore and Malaysia, their number of cases is pretty low. Oh, there's high stress level, and yeah, I could imagine. I think I want to say I saw either with Singapore and Japan, if I'm not mistaken, that is extremely competitive, and unfortunately, they treat you like in some cases they don't treat you very well, especially when you're starting out. So that's a downside for sure. Because if you're working like crazy and you have a high level of stress, yeah, and another one, and I want to say I saw either a movie or a documentary about it, is South Korea. South Korea is a big one too. Sure. Let me know when you're back. In the meantime, I'm gonna search Singapore COVID update. Let's see. Take your time, man. I'm gonna do some research. And if anybody's lurking, I'm currently just looking up COVID cases in Malaysia and Singapore since I was chatting with Dubree about that. have an app for the COVID outbreak in Malaysia. Interesting. Compared to the world, huh? Recovered deaths in treatment, ICU, ventilator. Wow, they have it down to that level of detail. That's pretty good. The most cases, of course, would be in Kuala Lumpur because it's the biggest state, and I guess that's what you call it, is states. And Kuala Lumpur has the biggest city, of course, Kuala Lumpur. So what is the current, like how many have happened? So right here, it seems like it's flattening. So we have on the 15th of June, 8494 confirmed, 8606 on the 7th, 8696. I mean, it seems like it's still have a few more cases, but the deaths are not increasing, so that's good. And no additional deaths since the 15th. That's good. But there's been a few more cases. 8494 on the 15th to 8683. So they've done pretty good. It seems that it's flattening out. Let's see. Look at that. They have an app, Safe Entry Pass. That's cool. Let's see this active cases. How this, can you click on it? Nope. Where do they have more info on cases? Let's see that. Let's see here. There's an import case today involving a Singapore permanent resident who returned to Singapore from India. Imported case. Look at that, they're tracing to where case residing in dormitories. So how listed person public cases confirmed in community. I want to see the cases, the progression. Has it gotten worse or less? Let us see. The Ministry of Health. Let us see, going down. Click here for the latest updates. Let's click here and see that. Looks like there's scammers everywhere, of course. Haha. Let's see. Active cases. Hospitalized, critical. Where is... Okay. Oh, okay. Right here it says 191 new cases, but 135 discharge. Right here. Okay, 125. So there's quite a number more there. 158, 157. So this past day has been, on the 10th they had a greater number of cases than in the last probably week, it seems, or last few days, because until the 5th. What's the travel advisory? Okay, they still permit travel, but not. It's highly discouraged. Yeah, I wouldn't be not traveling right now, because especially if they. How can you deal with it if you have 3 seats that are right next to each other? Unless the airline is saying that no, you can't use the middle seat, for example, and I think some are, but I wouldn't want to risk it. Lucky for me, I work from home. It's okay. So this is where Dumbrie was going to go. 1943, that's not pretty recent. Tuscan. So he was Italian. Silpa. He took the name of Silpa Birasri. Let's look at their official website. It's in PHP. Courses in Thai. Let's see if Google does a good job of translating. Social distancing. That's good. I'd love to live in Southeast Asia again. It's different. Definitely different from the US. Looks like place. Been to Bangkok for a couple of days, but not as much as I didn't experience as much as I'd like to. Can you click on this? No, where? Doesn't let me. It's 2 o'clock. Let's learn about Brunei. Where debris is from. Because I'm curious. Darussalam. Oh, that was right there. Okay. But okay, Brunei Darussalam is the official name. Okay, it's on the island of. Wow, the opulent Jamasar Hassanil Bolkiah Mosque. And it's 29 golden domes. Ooh, that seems very cool. That's this right here. I want to see it. Okay. I knew Brunei was in Southeast Asia. I just didn't know that it was attached or connected to Malaysia. Learn every day. Oh, this is another one. Let me see. I want to see this one. Ornate Mosque in Brunei capital city. This is the. That's cool. I would love to go there. That seems so amazing. Actually, it would be easier if we moved again to Southeast Asia, and then once in Southeast Asia, it's easier to move around. I'm sure. Oh, can I click on you? Click, click, click. I want to open, see pictures. Hello. How come I can't? I want to see pictures. Oh, I needed to do this, and then I see this here. Read more. It is often considered one of. Oh wow! Considered one of the most beautiful mosques in the Asia Pacific. A major historical site and a famous tourist attraction in Brunei. The building. Oh, thank you for the follow. I think I'm in Ipad. Is that your how I would pronounce it? Ipad Ryan? I think I'm not informed enough. That's the thing. I don't read enough about that. I can't imagine. I think it's a difficult situation for anybody that's involved. I know there's a lot of history there because I mean, how long has this area been uh, in conflict? And that's what I don't. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not informed enough on all of these matters. I know there's a lot of difficulty in. You think that problems that we have here in the U.S. are significant, and I'm sure they're nothing compared to what's going on in many places in the Middle East, especially Palestine. So yeah. So, but since you prompted me, let me read a little bit more about this, and I imagine you the region. This was later used. Prices of the. I mean, looking at it, let's say from a bigger perspective, if why, and again, not knowing history, all the history behind Palestine, but uh, looking at it just from a general perspective, not specifically Palestine, if there are people that are living in the place and have lived there for a long time, why can't they just live there? I don't know. I mean, I look at the history of the U.S. and how Native Americans were displaced. They were moved from their native lands. That's that's something that the U.S. I don't know. Would the U.S. exist if that had not happened? I don't know. We can't turn back time and see if that were the case. But I think in current, let's say, because that's the way of a colonizer, and it seems like any colonizers are looked down upon nowadays because now that we look back and see a colonizer means that you're taking someone else's land, and I don't think they've lived there. They've been there before you. So if you're taking someone else's land, then that's not good. Who has been there first? Or if you want to live there, then work with the people that are there. I mean, that would be the ideal situation, I think, is that you're working with the people that are there. I mean, I wouldn't want to go into somebody else's country or somebody else's house and then take it over. That's not my thing. I don't think in any, let's say, religious following, that's not something that you do. You're trying to work with people to live in harmony, and the fact that you're not able to do that, or you try to take over somebody's land that was there before you, I just don't get it. I mean, I don't see why you would have to do that. There's especially when, I mean, the world still has a lot of land, and I'd rather live peacefully with others than try to conquest them and enslave them so that they can work for me. I mean, that's just the way that I see it. Of course, I'm not a leader of anywhere else. Even I argue that I'm not the leader in my house because we work together. I mean, That's the thing. Even though let's say I'm the primary uh, earner, but still, I want to do things that are comfortable, especially with my long-term partner, with my wife. I want to do things that are work for both of us. There will always be compromise, and that's part of learning to live with other people. You have to compromise. You either one party is not going to get everything, or another party is getting nothing, because that's not fair. You always have that feeling that the ones that were their their possessions were taken away forcibly or because of overpowered, they will always have that anger within them. So that's I'd rather work with them together, and I'm not going to be able to get everything. Thank you very much, Debris. I appreciate it, and I'll be online. I'll try to be more regular. Have a wonderful day for you guys. So, what I was saying, I I want to work with people. I don't want to take away from them. I just don't feel that it's right to just go in and I mean look at it from a home perspective. You don't want anybody to come into your house and take your stuff. So I'm not going to do that to others. I don't know what the deal is in places where there's big arguments, and again, I don't know a lot of the history of particular areas. Uh, there's history and conflict all over the place, and it's unfortunate. I mean, I feel, but not as much as I think I could, for the people struggling in the Middle East, you know, people in Africa as well that are struggling and that are under oppressive regimes. What, because and it's in one sense greed. Greed is part of that because they want more, even though you have enough. If you have enough, then share with others. Why? Why do you have to have everything? You don't. Be satisfied with just enough, maybe a little bit more than the average person, but you still can give to others, and they will live peacefully. You will live peacefully. You still have a little bit more than others. I mean, there was a recent tweet that somebody shared where the person was suggesting that, especially in the U.S. where there's tons of billionaires, when you get to the point of having $999 million net worth, then after that, then the rest of it can go to, for example, education or something that will benefit the greater good. I mean, I first thought long ago, yeah, I want to be a billionaire. After getting older and what what wiser, I don't know about that, but then what's the point of getting to that number, other than it's just showing that okay, I've got a lot of money, I can do whatever I want. What can you buy with $1 billion? I mean, what you gonna because anything that you can buy, you're normally gonna get a loan from. You're gonna use leverage to you're not gonna use all cash, for example, unless you're a company like you have your Berkshire Hathaway that buys large companies, but in that case you're a company, and even then I don't know, like large companies should have a ton of cash just sitting around when there's people all over the world, and and even if you're just considering it from your own country, there's people in your own country that are suffering so much, and you got $100 billion in the bank just sitting there. What if you just use 1 billion of those to support the get or let's say not just give people money, but train them up on something that is needed. You know, they say there's a lack of technologies, and I work in technology myself. There's a lack of technologists, and use that billion to train 100, about 10,000 people, and you probably wouldn't even spend a billion there. Or you probably train 100,000 people, get them up to. There's a lot of desire to learn, but how how can you start learning when you have so many difficulties that you're facing yourself? That's the thing. Because if you are worried about, okay, I have a kid, I'm not, let's say a classic example, especially in the US, and I don't know if the case in other parts of the world, is there's a single mother. How are they going to continue to learn efficiently, and they still have to provide for the family and see how they're going to make ends meet, and then prepare food and do all these things for their kid, and on top of that learn. Now if you can dedicate, you know what, we're going to take care of your kid, and you go and learn for 6 months or something like that. We'll give you some on the job training. Then you would have somebody that's committed for life. They will forever be grateful, and they will give back. They will be the people that will be like, I was helped, and I know this is possible. I started as a waiter or waitress here, and I was able to succeed, and you can succeed too. So that, I mean, I'm not I'm not all for just giving people money. Give them training so they can learn for themselves. And there's one saying that I used to say is give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. And teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But since I'm vegan, I prefer not to say that anymore because I don't eat fish. Is give, teach, give a man a plant, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to plant, and then you feed them for a lifetime. Is this, it follows the same principles? You teach somebody how to grow food, how to grow their own food, then you feed them for a lifetime, as opposed to here's some lettuce and cabbage and carrots. That's just one time. What about the rest of the time? Don't just give them something. Teach them how to be self-sufficient. I think that's a key thing right there. I've ranted a little bit. So if anybody's watching, let me know. And if you want to chat about something else, or let me know where you're from. I'm curious. I had somebody that was in Brunei. He was talking about where he wants to go and what he's up to. We looked at COVID cases around the world, and Adrian asked about Palestine as well. So, and trying to get a little bit more familiar with that myself, because really I don't know as much as I should. So that's one thing. So there's history. I want to know current. So I know there's a ton of history, and that's the thing. So many, I imagine, people fighting for this area because of religious reasons, and other ones. I mean, again, like I mentioned before, is who was there first? Who got kicked out? And look at that. British Mandate impartition. Why? Why did the British come in? And that's the problem with sometimes the Western world, is that you get people that are trying to help, but they're not really helping. because they don't understand the country itself. They haven't lived there. They haven't lived in that area. So how can you solve a problem if you don't know the root cause? Yeah, that's difficult. Look at all that. But did they work with Israel and Palestine on this? I don't know. That's the difficult part. I see. So the early was Jews, then somehow Christians took over, and then minority were Jews, and then right here, then the majority were Muslims. So I don't know what happened there. Getting a lot of history that I haven't read upon, and I mean, of course, the Christians, at least the history is not always favorable because I mean, look at how did they become the majority then? See the Roman Roman war operations, the country had left 580,000 Jews dead. That's crazy. How could the destruction? So because again, it seems like invasion. So that from that point on, it just screwed up everything. Ah, yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, and since the what is it, the 1500s or the 1200s, the majority have been Muslim. So I could understand the struggle. I don't know what kind of solution. The thing is, whatever the solution may be, there's going to have to be compromise from both sides. What else can you do? I don't know. Anybody else want to say hello? Where you visiting from? And so I can learn more about you and your country or area. Or if you're in the U.S. like me, then learn more about the uh, where you are in the U.S. Where I am, it's almost 2:30 a.m. So probably going to be wrapping up soon if I don't hear any feedback. Let me know. And if you're studying right now, if you're a student, let me know what you do, what you're studying. Or if you're working, what are you working? I'm curious. I like to learn a lot. I want to be informed about many different things. Let's see if there's a quick online game that I can play in the meantime. If anybody, anyone, somebody speaks up, wants to chat. addicting games. I don't know if I want to play addicting games. I don't need any addiction to games. Actually, I need to see what's going on with my Clash of Clans. Maybe I'll open that up and see. Change my screen share. Alrighty. Where is my stuff? There's Clash of Clans. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see if it's not showing, then I might have to share my entire screen. So let me close something so I can share my entire screen. One moment. Oh, wait, where's the entire screen? Alrighty. Alright, looks like my last one was pretty good. I actually won in the last time I was attacked. I want to learn more about this. Alright, because that's good. I lost when I attacked last time, so it's a good thing I won this one. Let's see what they use. They use the balloons. Oh, they use a lot of flying stuff. Glad my defense worked. I got 25 plus 25 because see, like the last time, I only got 44%. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's see if I could lower the volume a little bit. What do we got here? What? Some event going on? I got some things going on in an hour and a half. Where is the volume here for? Here we go. The volume a little bit. I normally don't use the volume in when I play on my phone because I normally play on my phone. Collect my loot cart. What do we got here? Need to wait until this because this is the builder base. Yep. Let's see. Can I attack again? Want to build a base? Nope, not yet. Do it in 5 hours. But I'm maxed out in everything here, so I can't do much. I can still attack. Let's practice an attack, see if anybody joins in. What do we got here? want to make it difficult for me to get to the builder base. So I'm probably going to come in from this side, because this one is a pain in the butt. Let's start with the P.E.K.K.A. Throw this, throw here, open up some walls. Alright, let's throw down there. I want to open up. Let's throw this guy down so we can... No, he killed my bomber dude before. Explode, boom. There. I should get to the builder base now. Let's throw down some guys. Some girls. What do we got here? Alright, take out that thingy there. Explode, yes. And let's go from this side. Throw down. Get you out of the way there. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Throw down. Come on, come on, come on. There. Recharge. Give me some. No, don't bring the troops. Kill my guy. Still got a decent amount. I should get to 66% with this one. This has probably been my one and only fight, because I need to go to sleep soon. It's 2:34 a.m. where I'm at. And again, thank you for the follow. Che Killer. Yay, I won. They didn't even get my builder base, so that's good. I got 7 hours, so 8 hours left. I think I'm gonna leave it as is and call it a night. Thank you very much for watching. I'm done for today. And who came and joined just now, feel free to say hello. If not, that's okay, because I'm gonna drop soon. Peace out. Thank you for joining, and thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. Peace.